Welcome to What the Tech, where we cut through the hype. And today, we're taking on AI, specifically the dirty little secret they really don't want you to know about.
So you've heard this story a million times, right? AI is this, magical force. It's in your phone, your car, it's everywhere. They sell it to us as this clean, completely effortless thing. You type a command, and poof, like magic, you get exactly what you wanted.
But here's the thing about magic tricks. They all have a secret. And today, we're going to be the ones to pull back the curtain. We're going to follow the wires, follow the money, and show you the real, industrial-scale price tag that comes with all this AI magic.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we've got to start with the official story. The one they want you to hear. This is the simple, shiny narrative that the big tech companies are pushing hard.
And it goes a little something like this. You type a prompt, I don't know, maybe for a giant cat standing next to the Space Needle. Then, powerful GPUs crunch the request. Those GPUs are in a data center, which pulls a ton of power from the grid. And that power? Well, it comes from a power plant. See how neat that is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From your keyboard to a power plant. It's a story designed to make you nod along, but not actually think too hard about it.
But let's get real for a second. That simple little story, it's not an honest explanation. It's PR. It's a carefully manicured guided tour of the factory, one that makes damn sure you don't see the dirty parts.
And that really gets to the heart of it. The whole point of that story isn't to demystify AI. No, it's to sanitize its costs, its real massive environmental costs. This isn't an explainer, it's a glossy marketing brochure.
So how exactly are they pulling the wool over our eyes? Well, let's break down the tricks of the trade, the little narrative sleights of hand they use to make sure you don't look too close.
First off, look at how they frame it. They always start with something fun, right? A meme of your cat next to the Space Needle. It feels whimsical, personal, and totally harmless. And that's the whole point. It emotionally sands down the sharp edges of what's really happening. Because while you're chuckling at a giant cat, you're not thinking about the reality. These are the exact same systems being used to shape modern warfare, decide if you get a job, and move financial markets. They're selling an industrial-scale infrastructure project like it's a fun little toy.
Okay, trick number 2, the excuse. They love this one. They'll say, hey, an electron is an electron, no matter where it comes from. And yeah, sure, from a physics perspective, that's true, but it is a profoundly dishonest argument. Because in the real world, to meet these insane spikes in demand, we have to fire up dirty gas plants, keep old coal plants running past their expiration date, and suck up clean energy that was supposed to power our homes and cars. So they're using a simple fact of physics to hide a really ugly environmental and economic truth.
Hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown and you are tired of the PR spin, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to What the Tech. We're all about cutting through the noise. And seriously, drop a comment below. Tell us what you think about all this.
And you knew this one was coming. The all-time favorite buzzword, efficiency. They're always talking about how they're making it more efficient. Responsible innovation, all that jazz. But this is where they hope you haven't heard of something called the Jevons paradox. It's a simple idea from economics. When you make something more efficient, you make it cheaper. And when something is cheaper, people use way more of it. So making AI cheaper to run doesn't actually lower energy use. It just encourages companies to run a billion more queries, build bigger models, and drive total consumption straight through the roof. So, where does all this lead? Well, let's follow the money. And maybe more importantly, let's follow the megawatts. Because what you find is a massive consolidation of power, both the kind that lights up your house and the kind that runs the world.
See, this whole AI revolution isn't some wide-open, decentralized thing. It runs through a handful of critical choke points. You've got NVIDIA making basically all the important chips. And then you've got Amazon, Google, and Microsoft controlling the cloud where all this stuff happens. This isn't a revolution for the people. It's an industry controlled by a very, very small club.
And that concentration of corporate power leads to a really shocking consequence for the rest of us. Think about it. When one of these giants rolls into your state and tells the local utility, hey, we need a gigawatt of power for our new data center, what do you think happens? The utilities, the regulators, the politicians, they all just bend over backwards. They are literally rewriting the priorities for the entire power grid, pushing the needs of regular people and small businesses aside, all to feed this one gigantic AI beast.
And all of this brings us to the biggest hole in their nice, clean story. It's the one thing they never talk about. It's the one question they are desperately hoping you never think to ask.
You see numbers like this.
a 4-fold increase in electricity demand from AI data centers by 2030. And they present it to you like it's a weather forecast, right? Like it's some act of God that is just happening to us. But it's not. This is not the weather. This is a choice. It is the direct consequence of decisions being made in boardrooms by that tiny little club we just talked about.
So, you see, the most important question we should be asking isn't, how does the AI work? That's a distraction. The real question is a question of power. It's who decided this was a good use of our planet's resources? Who gave this tiny handful of companies the right to make a decision of this magnitude for the rest of us? That is the question they never, ever want you to ask.